My earning is not enough to meet my needs. This is a common problem most of the people have. Problem is not your earnings. Problem is how you spend. Money is spent without a plan or a budget because the method used to spend money is not right. People do not think before spending. So, point number 1, have a budget. If not, do it right now.
When you do a written budget.
Now, the purpose of the budget.
I hear so many people say it's important to save.
How do you calculate your saving? I know you would probably say income minus expenditure will be
saving.
Do you believe this way of calculating is right? What if you reverse the formula in this way? Income minus savings will be your expenditure. I know people won't accept this formula because they have priorities for spending but not for savings. They spend without a plan and they save what is left.
You just have some leftovers and
Number 1, every minute spent in planning.
If we're going to have a good strategy, we've got to think clearly about what strategy is.
We need to look at this in a different angle. Our strategy should be to have a mandatory saving. A fixed amount should be set aside every month from your earnings. So what is this fixed amount of saving? So we'll discuss this shortly. Then the remaining should be used for your expenses.
Oh my God.
So if you can't digest this idea or strategy, let's look at what is the rule of thumb for expenses.
It's a good rule of thumb. It's literally a good rule of thumb.
People try to keep pace with others. They try to evaluate in the same scale, regardless of their earning capacity. Eventually, they end up with loans, credit card payments, and so on and so forth. Is there any rule of thumb for expenses? There is a very popular rule, 50-30-20 rule. According to the rule, 50% should be spent on your necessities like food, clothing, shelter, utility and schooling. So this should be good enough. 30% should be spent on your wants to maintain your usual lifestyle. But if you overuse this bracket, you will end up with nothing. This bracket should be spent very wisely. People sometimes become trapped in impulse buying, which means buying goods without planning. So it's very important to spend money within the bracket. So I am not saying that don't go to an expensive holiday destination or don't buy an expensive phone. Buy it if it is within that 30% bracket. Then the remaining 20% should be spent on investments and savings such as retirement plans, children education plans, emergency funds and repaying of debts. Therefore, it is all about habits. You need to have financial discipline, then only you can save and invest.